Monday, September 12th. It's about 2 in the afternoon. It's been a productive morning. Just finished watching the last episode of The Dragon, the show. The one show I watch. I skip over certain parts where I'm like, oh, that's too intense. Let me skip it over. But just being aware of like that time period and just how things were done, seeing the evolvement, right? The little bit of history that I know. And just the evolvement and thinking about my clients and the ones who are closer to the not extreme, but I mentioned I'm somewhere in the middle, and they're more sensitive to the energy, to emotions, to triggers, more sensitive. They can pick up on things that other people just can't pick up on. They have a heightened sensitivity to emotional shifts. That's what I called it in my course. There's a heightened emotional awareness of the emotional shifts. Not emotional awareness, it's just an awareness because they feel it in their body. So much so that it impacts their ability to function, right? Because society tells them they have to be a certain way, perform a certain way, be social, when they really don't have to be social if they don't want to be, But society has said this is what normal is, and if you don't fit the box, something's wrong with you. When really, those are the people that are helping us move forward. They're more advanced. Because they're on that side of the spectrum, right? Outside of the box. So I was thinking about my clients and how they experience the world in a way that I only have a whiff of, really. And how they're impacted and how challenging it is because of the increased sensitivity. And the people I've met and noticing that they also have a flare of the increased sensitivity. I was thinking about this fire sign, recent fire sign. When we first met, thinking about the first day when we went out together and he invited me back to his studio. And we had already written the agreements, and he had to turn in some stuff, and I was like, what are you doing with me here? It's in the afternoon, evening. I'm like, you have this thing to do tomorrow, like. And he's just like, I'm just enjoying your company. And I said, well, let's go to your, he invited me, and I said, yeah, let's go. And so, he's painting, but we have to wait in between, the coats of what the project he was working on. Pobrecito, he was so tired, and so was I. But I was more awake. He was more tired. I was more awake because it was a new environment, and I'm like, okay, I just need to make sure you're right, I'm safe. But it was that sleepy drunk phase. He was entering it. So that's when he asked for my hand. And so you touch each other, right? He's caressing my hand. And he said a comment to me. I made a comment. I think I shared it. I shared one of the comments. I don't think I shared both, but he said, you tend to overgive. Tend to overgive a lot, don't you? And I said, yeah. How he picked that up just touching my hand, I don't know. Just by touching my hand, he knew I was an overgiver. maybe it could have been that I was there late and I was telling him, take a nap, I'll wake you up. I was awake. And he's just like, no, no, no. He didn't want to leave me alone. And he didn't, there were no couches. I mean, it's an art studio, so it's just workspace, right? We were sitting on some chairs. And it was so, like, tiring, and we just decided to lean on each other, right? But before that, he moves his chair, and he's in front of me, so we're facing each other in these chairs, and enough to where there's, like, this nice, like, you can easily fall into the embrace in front of you, right? And, so he positions himself there, and he's still holding my hand. We're just in the moment of experiencing how we're touching each other. And that's when I tell him, I'm like, you know, so much can be communicated through touch without having to say a single word. And just very sensual, just very sensual. And that's one thing he said. He's like, I like that you're very sensual. Did he say that to me? No. That was the person that I had an affair with. He said that to me. That I was very sensual. No, he did say. This fire sign did say that to me too, I think. He liked how I touched him. So touch is important to him. So when we were just in front of each other, he says to me, he's just like, you look like, you look, I say, I like your eyes. He was looking at my top, connecting with the embroidery. He really liked it. And then he said, you have the eyes of an angel, or you look like an angel, or something like that. You could tell he's sleepy drunk. He's sleepy drunk. And then he says, and so then as soon as he says that to him, I'm like staring at him and just looking at him right as he's saying this stuff. And I'm just like, you don't even know who I am. That's what I said to him. You don't even know who I am. Why did that come up? Oh, just the fact that he knew I was an overgiver. So, buddy of mine, friend of mine, mentioned something to me. And she said that she was tripped out at someone, I don't know, who did she say it was? Her nephew, niece? One of her nephews or nieces. Little person. And their first words were, I want to see my friend, like the name. Instead of mom or dad, or no, their first words were, I want to see, and my friend's name. And she's like, I know you're not believe me. I'm like, no, I believe you. Totally believe you. So she made a reference to the movie Powder. It's an old, like, 80s movie. It's 80s movie, 90s. I remember it, vaguely remember it. And then she's like, have you seen that movie? I said, yeah, it's been a while, but I remember vaguely about it. And she's like, this kid, we don't even have to say anything. And it's like, we're communicating without having to say anything. And I said, she's like, I know you're gonna believe. I'm like, no, I believe you. Totally believe you. I totally believe you, because I've heard that the generations to come are going to be so much more sensitive to the energy. They're going to be more intuitive than ever before. And what tripped them out was when this child said those first words. Their mom called my friend and was freaked out. You won't believe, and they're asking for you. They're asking for you. And so I reassured my friend. I was like, I know that that's what's going to happen. Like, I've been hearing people talk about the generations to come and this evolvement that is going to happen with more and more kiddos being more in tuned, heightened sensitivity to their environment. And then it reminded me of my niece again, just how she was able to pick up on my ex-friend's energy, you know, just. And so what's going to happen then when that becomes the norm, right? And the old starts dying away, right? And the new evolves. And why, as a society, we're so judgmental when things evolve, when people change. I mean, I know why. Bring out fear for people who don't know that they can challenge the norm. Anyways, that's what I was thinking about. That's all. 2:12. Finish.
Hey you, my name is Yubi and I use she, they pronouns, and you've just finished watching a clip from my video diary entries where I'm documenting my healing journey as I learn how to navigate my spiritual awakening. I have learned that this experience and process is unique to each and every one of us in whatever way we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of formal mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself as these experiences unfold, and really inviting you along for the ride. Please know that there is a time gap between when these videos post and my real timeline, and also that these clips build upon each other similar to chapters in a book. So if you find yourself lost or confused, feel free to click on the playlist section or the link below, where you can jump around, check out the other chapters, and or catch up. Also, please know that you're more than welcome to check out my website, www.youbecominghealed.com, where I've gathered all of this information, my background, experience, and education to create online self-paced courses to help you on your healing journey wherever you are. You're also more than welcome to check out my other YouTube channel at You Becoming Healed, where I've entertained a podcast, including clips from these courses so that I can make this content accessible to more and more people. Please click like, subscribe, and share this content so again it reaches more people, with the hopes that other people will resonate and connect with the healing journey and the stories shared so that they don't feel alone in their own process. I thank you in advance. I'm grateful to you, and I wish you well.